We're going to look at this game on Christmas versus Steph and the Golden State Warriors. Let's go. So the first thing we're looking at is how LeBron one-on-one is essentially a force that very few people can deal with, especially if you're not going to put a post player on him to match his physicality. So here he's working with Andrew Wiggins, and he deems this as an advantageous situation, and he is able to capitalize. Again, we see LeBron posting up Andrew Wiggins, and so one of the big things here is you see that Trayce Jackson-Davis is shading over a little bit, and this is going to prevent LeBron from coming to the middle. However, LeBron, like very cerebral player, understands this, knows where the advantage is, and that's the baseline, because there's not going to be help to get there, and he's able to score again. And the extreme difficulty that LeBron poses is that if you put a post on him, he can't back you down, but he's going to have the speed advantage just running, trying to get by you essentially. And so he puts a lot of defenses in very difficult positions because he has the athleticism paired with the physicality. I should mention in this game that AD got hurt pretty early on, so that's why I think LeBron had to carry a lot of the load. Again, in transition, you have LeBron versus a guard. What's he going to do? He's just going to use his physicality, drive him down to the post, and the Golden State, for some reason, decides not to trap early and aggressively, which I feel like you almost have to in that situation. And so LeBron gets an easy layup. And then, frankly, even when you play what I would describe as good defense against them one-on-one, like Kuminga is physical, stays on balance, meets some physicality, doesn't let him get back down here, and force a difficult shot. LeBron's still a good player, and that goes into him making shots of difficult quality like that. And the first thing that balances out because of this is if LeBron could just post him up and that's all he could do, then you could essentially put a post player on him. You could put somebody more physical on him and sag off. However, LeBron does possess the ability to space the floor and make shots on the perimeter like this, and that makes it if you don't close out, he can punish you from the outside as well. And the same thing, if you're worried about him just simply attacking you left and right, and so you're not going to have a hand up in time, he can also punish you with just simply a jumper as well, because you're so worried about the drive. But then the reason why it's so crucial that the Lakers develop a system that balances around LeBron is because when you have the double or help that's inevitably going to come when he's has a mismatch or has something that the Lakers think is advantageous, when that double comes, you're going to have shooters in space around the floor. And this is where I think it's so important for the Lakers to have players like Dalton Knecht or Gabe Vincent, if he can shoot with efficiency, is you can have those open threes on the outside that LeBron creates. And the first player that I think is undoubtedly going to give you more spacing is Austin Reaves. Austin Reaves has been a staple with the Lakers for a while there, and we saw on that switch right there, or on the screen right there, the Warriors weren't quite sure whether it was a switch, whether they weren't switching, and so it meant that one player sagged off a little bit, and that led to an open three for Reaves. Again, we can see a very similar situation. Austin runs what I would call a ghost screen, hence the name of this channel. And it essentially Schroeder isn't completely sure whether they're switching or not, and so he's a little late on this closeout for Austin Reaves, who is a good shooter. And one possession later, we have almost the exact same concept. We're going to dribble handoff, which is kind of like an instant screen. But the issue is Austin Reaves is coming downhill full speed, so this puts a lot of strain on the defense because you have to stay in front of him, but then he's able to stop and gather his dribble efficiently and get another great look. And again, in transition, if you're lackadaisical, over help for LeBron, see that there were two players essentially on LeBron. You have one player open the corner, Gabe Vincent. Does a nice pump fake, get the defender fly by, and you again have this advantage. Austin Reaves is someone that will punish that advantage for sure. And then one of two really big question marks I have for the Lakers this year is, especially in the playoffs, is Rui Hachimura and then maybe Gabe Vincent. I don't know how many minutes Gabe Vincent's going to get, but he's getting a lot right now. So Rui Hachimura to start, and he's going to get minutes in the playoffs, has to. And so is he somebody that is going to space the floor and hit this kind of shot, or is he not going to be able to do that? I think he's shooting better this year, but I don't know his statistics off the top of my head. But this in general is a great sign. He shot extremely well in this game. And I love the fact that he didn't just kind of linger over here above the break up here. That's a more difficult shot, longer range, so it's a lower percentage. He went down here to the corner where he's going to have a better percentage shot. And so that puts more strain on the defense. I think that is wonderful from Rui. And again, we can see Rui involved in the ball screen this time. And so when he's involved in the ball screen, if defenders are able to stay with Austin Reaves and not worry about Rui on the perimeter, it gives a lot easier access for Golden State. They can make the defense a lot easier. But if Rui is able to punish them like this, puts a lot of strain on the defense and opens up things for the Lakers. And then someone that I know is going to be an elite shooter is Dalton Connection. So that's why I was really, really happy when the Lakers drafted him, frankly, because he is going to provide spacing to a very high degree. And then we got the same thing. We got Max Christie, similar situation here. Is can he shoot? Can he space the defense from the outside? And he's shooting 36% of the year, so there's a decent chance. And then so if LeBron and AD can surround themselves with shooters and efficient playmakers, not just relying on LeBron and AD for their efficiency, I think it bodes well for the Lakers in the future if they can maintain that over the long run.